The book of Isaiah, chapter 2, and verse 22. Cease ye from man, whose breath is in his nostrils, for wherein is he to be accounted of? Isaiah, chapter 31, and verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah. Yet he also is wise, and will bring evil, and will not call back his words. But will arise against the house of the evildoers, and against the help of them that work iniquity. Now the Egyptians are men, and not God, and the horses flesh, and not spirit. When the Lord Yahweh by Shema Shah shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fail together. All praises to Yahweh by Shema Shah, Bahara Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that scattered abroad amongst the heathen, some looking like the heathen, beginning with the 144,000. Preachers, teachers, and prophets, Shalom. And right here, another officer shooting. 5 police officers shot, 3 fatally in Pennsylvania. All right, 3 police officers shot, 5 police officers shot, 3 fatally in Pennsylvania. All right, now we're seeing more and more police officer shootings, man, and deaths. Now, I'm gonna play the video. They can tell you the situation. But you see, when the time where the people who was the help, or who people call on for help, soon are no longer going to help, or not going to be in a position to help. They're undermanned. Okay, they getting knocked off. They're being set up. So soon they not gonna come around to help. All right, because one thing about officers, they don't use wisdom. They just go into a situation not knowing what's going on, and all they have to go off of is what was being reported by way of the phone call. So a lot of times they just go in a situation gung-ho like they're untouchable, not using wisdom, not thinking. Well, we're in a time where they're getting plucked off, man, duck hunt style, you know? So soon the help, as we read in Isaiah 31, the help is not going to be able to help, man. Therefore, it's going to be chaos and just complete anarchy, man. No rule, no order. And it's going to be really bad for you women. So being able to call 911, as we told you before by way of the Holy Spirit, soon it's going to be out of the window. Soon it's going to be out of the window. All right? Everything is getting worse and worse. The love of many waxing cold. You knocking off police officers. That should help. Shit. Then all hell breaking loose. Hey, millions of people without jobs. Okay. Millions of new people without jobs, or millions more that's unemployed. Hey, that's millions of families that's gonna be, or millions of households gonna be without a defense by way of money, man. Lack of food, can't pay bills. It's gonna be chaos. All right. And you get everything is just collapsing and falling to pieces, man, over here in America. And that's a good thing. All praise to Yahweh Shema Shah. Now it says 2 Ezra chapter 16 and 32. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old. Hold on real quick. That's not what I want. I want to say that's your desire to. Let me see. Too far. It's down here somewhere. That's your desire to hear a voice Might be further down. Let me see. I thought it was further up. I think I'm over here. It is verse 27. Dwight Howard Small Shot. It says, matter of fact, let's start at 23. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, right? Those that are alive. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. So that's what it's going to look like. There shall be no man left until the earth, and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. You see? So who you going to call on? All right? The help is not going to be there. All right? You think police officers, when all hell break loose, they're going to be dispatched to go to a call? When all hell break loose, man, they're going to be taking care of their own family, man. Things not going to be up and running and functioning like normal. All right? Communication going to be cut. Ain't nobody coming to your aid. Again, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. You see that? So ain't nobody going to be coming, man. All right? And you women going to get it the worst. Verse 33. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. And the daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. All right? Hey, ain't no man going to be able to help you. You women, man. All right? And all the things y'all done in the past, and y'all put men down, and regardless if they're in the truth or not, ain't no man gonna help you. All right? Now you can have, a few men, not saying it's gonna be 100% no man helping a woman. That's not what I'm saying. For the majority, you women not gonna have any help. Most definitely, the women that you have by Shema Mashah, the women of this truth, the women of Israel that repent and convert and turn back to Yahweh Shema Mashah, they're gonna have help. All right? Even if they don't have a man now, when all hell break loose, hey, just like Yahweh Shema Mashah is with them now, he can be with them during that time. And also Yahweh Shema Mashah gonna send men their way. All right? And you women gonna cleave unto that Israelite man that's in the truth. Because y'all can see their protection. All right? Y'all ain't gonna be sitting up here arguing over that man. Oh, he my man. No, y'all gonna get together, man. That Isaiah 4:1 gonna kick in. All right? Most definitely. All right? Let's play the video. So I'm gonna call 911. I'm gonna call the police. I'm gonna get your ass locked up. Knowing what your true intentions is to get that man locked up or put in the dirt. Because of your emotions. Well, let's see where your emotions gonna get you now. Cause see, all these things, hey, are coming together, man. All right, and soon they're gonna they gonna stop sending police out there and just let people take each other out. And most definitely, when the power go out and things of that nature, man, ain't nobody coming out there to help y'all. Man, woman, or child. Hey, it's gonna be a no man's land. All right, it's gonna be like no man's land. All right. So like, all these things are playing out, man, and it's prophecy. Hey, it doesn't matter if it's real or fake. That's another thing too. Was on my spirit earlier, man. I was just sitting back meditating. It ain't our job to determine if it's real or fake. All right. It's just our job to preach, teach, and prophesy. And these things are going to play out by way of the Holy Spirit. All right? Regardless if it's real or fake, Esau is going to move forward with his agenda, which is prophecy. All right? Now, it's good to know if it's real or fake, so the elect won't be deceived. Us as the hopeful elect that's seeking to be the elect won't be deceived as these things continue to play on. All right? But as far as going into deep research, man, you reckon your brain, I wonder if it's real or fake. Well, is it or is it not? It ain't that serious, man. All right? Let's let this joint right here play.
Breaking news out of York County, Pennsylvania. Just moments ago, state police confirmed that 3 police officers are dead. 2 others are in critical condition, all after being shot. Police shot and killed the gunman. There is no current threat, they say, to the community. Now, police were on the scene on a rural farm to issue some sort of an arrest warrant over a domestic dispute. Apparently, they had been on the property the day before. There are reports they were there to arrest somebody for the charges of stalking and criminal trespassing, leading to speculation perhaps that the suspect had been lying in wait for the police. This is a rural area of Pennsylvania. It is about 115 miles west of Philadelphia. York County is the site. This is how one neighbor described the shooting.
When I passed the barn, I heard gunshots within a few minutes, and I saw an officer go down on the road, in the middle of the road. Pretty alarming.
Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro just moments ago said he met with the families of those 3 slain police officers. Despite their grieving, he says those families took time to say how proud they are of their loved ones. The governor said this kind of violence needs to stop.
This kind of violence isn't okay. We need to do better as a society. We need to help the people who think that picking up a gun, picking up a weapon is the answer to resolving disputes. We need to do better when it comes to mental health. We need to do better when it comes to looking out for those who are in need, so we don't have to deal with tragedies like this.
I want to bring in Joe Cardinale now, retired lieutenant commander with the New York Police Department. Joe, this is a very high number of officers shot in this single instance, 3 dead, 2 critically wounded. What do you think, what can you imagine went down here?
Well, you know, it's sad. My heart goes out to their families and to the community. I mean, you just said it, 3 dead and 2 injured. That's a lot of officers at one location to, you know, sustain that kind of, carnage right there. You know, Elizabeth, this isn't surprising for other reasons. We've had, if you go down to, it's called the Officer Down Memorial page, and you can see they keep track across the United States of officers that have been killed in incidents, and you'll see that a lot of officers are dying due to ambushes when they arrive on the scene. It's becoming more frequent now than ever before, and I put that to the fact that there is a total disregard for law enforcement across this nation. People just think that cops are expendable, all right, because of the way they're treated. You know?
And let me ask you something, as somebody who spent many, many years doing this, to send, we know at least 5 officers were on the scene to execute this arrest, perhaps more. That's a lot of officers. Does that indicate that they thought this suspect was dangerous even before they arrived on the scene?
Well, my understanding is, as you stated, that they were there the day before, and maybe they felt that they had to bring a few more people just to cover in case he ran out the back, in case, it might be a large piece of property. So they brought extra, always, numbers, always on your side. But to get picked off and to start shooting as soon as they arrived, this man planned that. For the crimes that were described, I don't see why somebody would do that. But then again, we never know what the criminal mind is going these days. But a lot of times when they execute warrants and they know what they're doing in New York City, they have the luxury of the emergency services that'll go in there with the armored vest and everything, and they'll go in if they have to and take the person out. And I'm not talking about killing them. I'm talking about extracting them from the location. Maybe they didn't have that luxury here. Maybe they just knew the person. Maybe they knew the person. And I'm not going to say lackadaisical. I'm just going to say maybe they approached it in a different way than normally would be approached, and this guy just took it in another direction.
We've often heard from police that domestic violence calls are the most dangerous because emotions are high. We don't know that this was domestic violence. It was termed a domestic disturbance call by the state police in the news conference just a few minutes ago. That would raise, maybe there's high emotions because they were there executing an arrest warrant related to a domestic violence investigation.
Yeah, it was related to stalking, I believe. And, like I said, stalking, you can address that.
And criminal trespassing.
and criminal trespass. So that's something like that you can actually go to court, explain it, do what you have to do. We don't know what the other components are. That's a very brief press conference that they gave, very brief, and for the nature of this incident and the size of it, I believe that they're tying in a lot of loose ends right now. And there might be other components like other agencies that may have been involved, and they're not at liberty to say anything right now. So maybe in the next update, you'll have another, a reason or more clarity onto why they approached in this manner and what the actual circumstances are. Elizabeth, don't get me wrong. You can go to these incidents. You can show up with 10 people, 20 people. And if somebody's waiting the way they do in so many instances, as I described before, and there's an ambush, there's not much you could really do about that, because as soon as you get there, they pick the officers off. And there's been so many officers killed by that manner.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and...
This is also going to cause Esau to bring forth them robots, man. Them drones, these type of actions. Hey, remember, everything that's about to be done, hey, Esau need to justify his actions, man. Esau need to justify his actions. So when they let loose these robots with guns, these drones with guns, shoot them high power ammunition, shooting grenades and missile launchers, they're going to be justified in doing that. All right? So, hey, we're entering into a time where, hey, it's going to be the worst time ever since it was a nation. We're about to see things that we've never seen before. All right? That has never touched the earth, man. All right? These movies, they call them sci-fi movies, science fiction, as if they fake. Nah, it's about to be real deal, man. All right? So I just wanted to hit this real quick through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shema Shai. Shalom.